He's accused of murdering his wife inside a Centerline home, and now he's behind bars wearing an anti-suicide smock and denying the charges against him. Tonight, we're learning new details about the moments leading up to that shooting and what prosecutors say happened inside the home. We thank you so much for joining us for the News at 5. I'm Kimberly Gill.
And I'm Ty Steele. That suspect, 39-year-old Zachary Fuqua, was arraigned today, charged with second-degree murder and multiple gun charges. Local 4's J. Scott Smith was in court today as disturbing new information came to light.
Picture a Tuesday evening. Kids are home. Dinner should be getting started. Life is ordinary until it isn't. On March 17, 2026, in a quiet neighborhood in Centerline, Michigan, a gunshot shattered that ordinary evening forever. 38-year-old Erica Sanders, a mother of 4, was shot inside her own kitchen, while her children were in the house. The man police say pulled the trigger, her own boyfriend, the man who was supposed to protect her. This is the story of Erica Sanders, and it's one that everyone needs to hear. Erica Marie Sanders was, above everything else, a mother. She had 4 children, 2 boys, 2 girls, and by every account they were her entire world. People who knew her described her as warm, kind, devoted, the kind of woman who showed up for her kids no matter what. She wasn't just surviving, she was building a life, a home, a future. Her niece, Amia Price, called her auntie with a love that comes through in every word. Erica was someone who deserved safety, who deserved peace. Inside her own home, she didn't get either. Tuesday, March 17, 2026, 5:30 in the afternoon. According to Macomb County prosecutors and reporting by CBS Detroit, Fox 2, and the Detroit News, Erica was in the kitchen of her Centerline home when she was shot. 3 of her 4 children were inside that house. The youngest was just 5 years old. When officers from Centerline Public Safety arrived, they found Erica on the floor, suffering from a gunshot wound to the back of the head. Centerline Public Safety Director Paul Mizzinski told reporters that officers dropped everything to try to save her. Officers arrived. They found our victim laying on the floor. Officers attempted to revive her, trying to do life-saving techniques. It wasn't enough.
Officers arrived. They found our victim laying on the floor. Officers attempted to revive her, trying to do life-saving techniques.
Erica was pronounced dead at the scene by ambulance personnel. And as police were trying to save her inside that kitchen, the man they believe pulled the trigger was already gone. He had fled on foot, running from the neighborhood, running from the children he had just left without their mother. One witness, one street, one quiet Tuesday, and Erica Sanders was gone. The suspect, Zachary Fuqua, 39 years old, Centerline resident, and Erica's live-in boyfriend. The man she shared a home with, the man her children knew. Police tracked him down less than a mile from the house, near the corner of 10 Mile and Wainwright Street. He was taken into custody without further incident. Now, Macomb County prosecutors have not officially stated a motive. The investigation is ongoing, but what Erica's family has shared paints a deeply troubling picture. Her relative, identified in reports by WXYZ Detroit, said that in the weeks leading up to March 17th, Fuqua's social media had been showing serious red flags. Seeing some of the notifications, he'd been battling something for maybe a month, and it led up into this, and he pretty much said something was going to happen that day.
Seeing some of the notifications and people that sent to me where he been battling something for maybe a month, and it's led up into this, and he pretty much said something was going to happen this day.
Let that sink in. According to family, warning signs were there, publicly, online. Another family member said the shooting followed an argument, though they confirmed there was no prior history of physical domestic violence that they were aware of.
We don't know for sure exactly what led up to it. All we heard is that it was an argument. It wasn't no domestic violence in the past that led up to this.
Fuqua was a prohibited person. meaning, under the law, he was not legally allowed to possess a firearm or ammunition. He allegedly had both. That detail is significant. It means there may have been prior criminal history at play. However, as of this video's research date, those specific prior details have not been publicly confirmed by prosecutors. On March 20th, just 3 days after the shooting, Fuqua was arraigned in Warren's 37th District Court in front of Judge Susan Fonts. Macomb County Prosecutor Peter J. Lucido did not mince words in his statement. The allegations about this defendant's actions are abhorrent, and they have resulted in an immeasurable and devastating loss for the victim's children and family. Domestic violence can have tragic and far-reaching consequences. No one should have to live in fear within their own home.
39-year-old Zachary Fuqua sat shackled inside a booth at the Macomb County Jail this morning, listening as Judge Suzanne Fonts read off a laundry list of charges against him. Fuqua was formally charged with second-degree murder today in connection with the brutal killing of his girlfriend, 38-year-old Erica Sanders. Fuqua also faces 5 separate gun charges. During the hearing, the prosecutor described a brutal killing.
That the defendant had no qualms with shooting his significant other in the back of the head in the presence of 3 minor children. Moreover, the callousness of such an action, especially as it's alleged that as he left the house, he gave the children candy saying, "Here y'all babies go."
While no motive for the killing was mentioned, Fuqua's social media had shown signs recently that he had been going through some sort of crisis, including a Facebook post from March 14th that said he was, quote, going out with a bang. Fuqua attempted to say that he was not a flight risk during the hearing, but the judge disagreed and ordered him held without bond.
Powerful words, and unfortunately, words that came too late for Erica. Now, there are rumors circulating online that have not been confirmed by any credible news source. Some social media users have claimed that Fuqua had a prior domestic violence record, and that Erica had attempted to end the relationship in the days before the shooting. These claims have not been verified by police, prosecutors, or any established news outlet. We mention them only because you may have seen them, but they should not be treated as fact. Here's where the story gets even harder to process. This wasn't a stranger. This wasn't a random attack. This was someone Erica chose to trust, someone she let into her home, into her children's lives. And according to family, the warning signs were there for weeks. So why didn't the system catch it? Fuqua was a prohibited person, legally barred from owning a gun. And yet, prosecutors say he had one. He used one, inside a home with a 5-year-old child present. That is a systemic failure that goes far beyond one man's actions. Domestic violence advocates in Michigan were already sounding the alarm before Erica's body was even cold. Fox 2 Detroit spoke with Joe Dries, a domestic violence survivor turned advocate, who responded to this case directly. These murders don't just happen in a box or a bubble. She's right. They build. They escalate. And when the warning signs appear on social media, when a man is publicly telegraphing that something is going to happen and nobody intervenes, the result is a dead mother on a kitchen floor, with her children in the next room.
These murders don't just happen like in a box or in a bubble. This has been happening. This abuse has been happening. The survivor sees no way out or no solutions outside of this, so they stay, and then it escalates into murder.
Fuqua's probable cause conference was scheduled for April 1st, 2026. As of this video, no trial date has been set. Fuqua remains in custody, denied bond by Judge Fonts. The Macomb County Prosecutor's Office stated these are the maximum charges available under the law based on the evidence presented. No additional suspects have been named. No co-conspirators have been identified. This appears to be a domestic homicide. One man, one weapon, one decision that destroyed a family. The question that haunts this case is, could it have been prevented? Based on what the family is saying, maybe, and that maybe should keep all of us up at night. So where does this case stand right now? Zachary Fuqua is charged with second-degree murder, a felony that carries a maximum sentence of life in prison. He also faces 3 counts of felony firearm, possession of a firearm by a prohibited person, and possession of ammunition by a prohibited person. That's 6 charges total. He is being held without bond. A probable cause conference was scheduled for April 1, 2026, in the 37th District Court. The next steps, a preliminary examination, potential trial, are still ahead. But charges are not a conviction, and as of now, Zachary Fuqua has not entered a guilty plea. The case is in motion. Justice is not yet delivered. For Erica's family, especially her 4 children, the waiting is its own kind of pain. Her niece Amia said publicly what so many are feeling: "As my godfather, you promised me you were going to take care of my auntie, and you take her away from me, us, her kids."
As my godfather, how can you promise me that you're going to take care of my auntie and you take her away from me?
Those kids, the youngest just 5 years old, now have to grow up knowing what happened in their kitchen on an ordinary Tuesday. That is the real weight of domestic violence. It doesn't end with the victim. It echoes through children, through families, through entire communities. And if you're watching this, share it. Talk about Erica. Say her name. Because cases like this go quiet too quickly, and Erica's children deserve to know the world remembers their mother. Like this video. Subscribe if you want to follow updates, and drop a comment below because this case deserves every conversation we can have about it. Erica Marie Sanders was a devoted mother, a warm presence, and a woman who deserved to feel safe in her own home. She did not. May her memory remind us all that domestic violence is never invisible and that silence costs lives. Rest in peace, Erica. Your children will know your story was told. The family says warning signs were on social media for weeks before Erica was killed. Do you think more could have been done to prevent this? And do you believe second-degree murder, not first, is the right charge? Let me know your thoughts below.